It's really funny. You're whistling, and my dogs heard it in the other room, and they come running.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm the animal whisperer.
From afar, yes.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Good boy. Hello. Look, I have cookies for you. You have to wait. His neck, you start snorting.
So he's a real tough guy then.
Oh, yeah. You're a big, tough guy. You run the show here, don't you? He thinks he does. Buddy.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice to have that whistle as a, I mean, it's just another way to call or to talk to them, for them to understand that, hey, you know, I'm supposed to come to her, and I'm going to get a little bit of reward out of this. Now, as things progress, what I will do is then I'll just call them with a whistle and not necessarily feed them a reward after the fact. And it kind of is, it's more like that gambler's addiction, where gamblers will sit at a slot machine all day long, and they'll keep pulling his handle after they stick $1 in it, but they can't let it go. They have to keep trying because they might win, they might not win. And if they know every time that they're going to win, it takes the fun out of it. And that's kind of that addictive, psychologically, that addictive behavior. So that's what we're trying to do is build that, where there's a certain amount of an addiction. When you whistle and you come, they don't know for sure whether they're going to be able to get anything to eat or not, which is, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's just the way it is, and it helps to drive that desire to come to you.
Boy, he's getting a nice fuzzy winter coat on him.
Yeah, everything's really getting haired up over here, or it has been. It's cool. It was about 20 degrees, 21 degrees this morning.
Man, that's been consistently in the 30s.
Wow, that's nice.
Not too bad. Although I like it really cold, so I'm a little bummed out. I want more snow.
Well, we got plenty of snow right now.
Ship it on over here.
Well, we need it. I wish the snow catchers would pile it up.
Buddy, good boy.
We're going to need it to melt out of the mountains this winter, so we need them to catch it as much as we can. All right. Good job. You're making him stop, pay attention to you as you're walking. That's excellent.
So when the gate closed behind us, he had a little spook, but he's starting to spook about things and not move.
Okay.
I noticed instead of spooking and fleeing, he's just kind of acknowledging it as something he doesn't know,
okay,
and then coming right back to me.
That's good. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So, go over a little bit of what we've been working on from the last time we had our little meeting last Tuesday.
How about, can we do something first, Terry? That way we kind of get our brains calibrated around the delay here.
Yeah.
We'll have you count, and we'll count how much of a delay we got. So we know we have one, and it didn't seem like it's all that bad watching you earlier and hearing things, and so let's do that, and then we'll be good to go.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
We got about an 8.5 second delay.
Oh, that's a record for us.
Yeah, it's really good. I knew it wasn't much. It seemed pretty short, but I'm kind of surprised. That's really good. All right. Okay, so everybody's going to know that when what we're seeing is already taken place about 8.5 seconds ahead before that. So we just understand get our brains kind of calibrated around that delay with all of our internet and the streaming and everything. So, all right, sorry, Taryn. Didn't mean to kind of stop your train of thought, but let's.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So, the last time you were with us, we were using a little bit more pressure as far as controlling the amount of steps he was taking, how quickly he was stopping. You had me taking a specific amount of steps, or having him take a specific amount of steps, and then trying to get him to stop on a voice command. And I had expressed some frustration the week prior that he was still just kind of walking through me. It found it pretty difficult to ask him to only respond to my voice. And one of the tricks he gave me was to jump to the side, towards the front of him. And it worked. Kind of freaked him out at first, and then he realized, okay, she just means business. Better listen. We had a really good practice on Thursday. I know I had told you also the week prior that I felt like I was losing my confidence a little bit and having some stickiness, both with me and with Mystery. And we had a really good session on Thursday. I felt great about it. I did have to go back to jumping in front of him to get him to stop. But I didn't have to do it many times. And he didn't really seem to lose interest or get bored or sticky. So that's kind of where we're at.
That's really good. Yeah, and what we want to do is, we're trying to get his attention instead of him walking through you. So we have you, or had you, jump out there. But I'm glad that you're doing it less and less, because we don't want to depend on that as a training aid. That was just to get his attention. Because ultimately we want to have you just stand in the center of the corral like this and have him move at any speed, any direction, and stop, turn, without you having to really move off of a pivot foot. And so that's where we're headed. It sounds like you're doing well. You're getting there. It looks like he was trying to cut. There you go. He was trying to cut you short the last time around, and we just saw you push him off to the side as he was approaching the gate.
So I have a question for you before we really get started in depth here about the jumping that I thought some people would be interested in, as far as the amount of pressure we use with our horses and how that affects their flight response. I was talking to a friend of mine, a horse friend, about last week's session with Mystery and how they were going and how you showed me that neat trick with the jumping. And her question was, what is the importance of putting that extra pressure on a horse that results in triggering their flight response? And is there a way to avoid triggering a horse's flight response? What is the importance of that? I don't know if I explained that very clearly, but she likes to do things as quietly as possible, and I felt that sometimes you just can't be that way. Sometimes you have to be a little harder on them.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really good question, and it really does kind of help us clarify why we were doing that. And he was, if you recall, he was just moving, and he was largely ignoring you. And when you'd ask him to stop, he would just walk through you. So by jumping, and now instead of just jumping, I would just have you, when you need to, just quickly step to the side. By evoking that, and you're not really trying to make him flee or try to spur that flight response. What you're trying to do is to get their attention. And by doing it, changing that motion and being quick about it, you'll notice it did. And I told you he would probably really stop and maybe spook slightly to the side. And I think that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
But I don't think it didn't make him turn and spin and run. So we did it just enough that it got his attention. And that's all you're doing. if you allow the horse, and it's a very good point, and I like to work horses quietly as well. I think the quieter you can work them, the better off it is for all of you. They're learning your control. But there gets to be points where they're really not doing anything. They're ignoring you or not working with you. And when that happens, you've got to change that up. You've got to put more pressure on them. And that's really all you were doing, is putting a little bit more pressure on him. And it was more mental than anything, because it was quicker, a different response. And if you continue to work really, really slow and allow them to set the pace of training, all of a sudden they're training you. And now you're going to have a horse that what they're starting to do is push you. And they're pushing mentally by saying, no, I don't want to, I don't have to. And they're basically just not doing what you want. And that's resistance. And resistance is the same as pushing with a horse.
So even though a specific training aid may result in a temporary flight response, what makes that aid different from just constantly making a horse flee is the fact that you back off from that and then give them an option to use less pressure and respond to you.
That is exactly right, because you did it once, and every time you did it after that, all he did was stop, right?
Yeah. I had maybe once or twice, and it was really good.
Yeah, well, that's right. So all you're doing is you're evoking that response. Oh, good job. We just watched you stop and just have to stand to the side a little bit. All we're looking to do is change him and get him to pay attention to you. And then if he does that, then you use that tool a little less, not quite the same intensity, because the whole idea is to get them to watch you again. Because the jumping out to the side or even quickly stepping off to the side is not something that we're going to do all the time. That's only to get their attention, to mentally bring them back to you so that you can get them to pay attention and listen to you.
Well, thanks for clearing that up, but I thought that was a really good question to bring up.
It's a great question. Oh, yeah, it's a really good question. Now, I noticed... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, not everybody knows. Everyone knows what a horse is, but they don't know the details. And it didn't even dawn on me that having something result in a flight response would be considered negative, because my intention and your intention wasn't negative, but I never even really thought about it that way. So, just a thought.
Yeah. And we really didn't evoke a flight response, because all he did was just kind of, it spooked him a little bit, but he certainly wasn't super fearful, because he didn't turn. He just jumped aside and stopped and looked. Yeah.
Well, he's doing pretty good today. He's a little bit slow. We've been talking, so I haven't been really doing a whole lot other than turning him a few times.
Yeah, I know. And it does. It's difficult to concentrate while you're doing that. At the same time, you're talking about other things that you're not concentrating on something you're doing, and it's easy to get distracted. So, yeah, patting your belly and rubbing your head at the same time is sometimes difficult.
It's always difficult.
The one thing I noticed he's doing, and I was going to just before you said anything about him, he's kind of slow. There's nothing wrong with, and because if he doesn't move for you quickly, he's resisting. There's nothing wrong with grabbing like that short stock whip and using it not as a whip, but as just an extension to your arm. And that way it makes him move a little bit faster. Remember how we used that before? Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. And I think this might be the time, because he's really setting the tone for, I don't have to move. See that? And then when you make him move, he kind of throws his head up a little bit, saying, no.
Okay, I'll go grab one. We'll see how he
Yeah. Okay. That sounds really good.
The day for experimentation. For Sue and Carrie can eat that hay.
Well, and this is something that, when you see an issue or you recognize that something's going on, immediately fix it. And this is one of those things. There's nothing wrong with stopping what you're doing in midstream here, because you know, the more he does it, or the more we allow it, the more ingrained it becomes in his little psyche of what is acceptable and what's not. And so you want to change that right away if they're really being resistant or being absolutely, you know, well, they're just telling you no, not just being resistant but being defiant. Then you want to change that. And remember, you always ask them first with a pointing hand, and then if they don't move, then within a half a second, then go ahead and whip out that arm a little bit longer.
Okay.
And you may have to shake it a few times, just right behind him to get him to move, or pop it.
Now he's at full attention and bring his head in to look at me. And
oh yeah.
I really don't have to do much with this horse to get a response.
Yeah, he's pretty perceptive. He's a smart guy.
Boy. He's doing a lot of licking and chewing.
Good. Now, at some point, I know this is our last session for a while, and we're going to kind of let the winter go by us a little bit, give him a little bit of a rest. And when we start up again, we're going to really progress into the training a little further. And what we're going to do, and this kind of goes along with that flight response. At some point, you're going to be here in the round curl with him and have him stop, and then we're going to have him stand still with you being able to run up to him and without him moving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we're not there yet. We'll get there. And it'll happen surprisingly quick. But we'll start working on that on the next time when we come back. But what we want to do is use a lot of this desensitization. And in order to desensitize a horse, sometimes you have to get them right at the edge or outside their comfort zone. And otherwise, it's not desensitization. I mean, it's kind of as simple as that.
Yeah.
And a lot of this round curl work, or ground work, I should say, not necessarily round curl. Sometimes it's what you're doing now is round curl, but we'll be in here when we do the saddling and some more sacking and things like that. It's all groundwork, and it's all necessary to get them listening and watching us, and be as thinking as possible. Be a smart animal, and understanding that we're not going to hurt them, we're not going to let them get hurt, and that really calms their demeanor and allows them to that trust that they have built with us to take over.
Good boy. Easy. Easy. Good boy. He constantly thinks I'm going to tell him to stop.
Well, he's starting to learn stop then, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good. That is good.
So
the other thing that you can do when they refuse to stop is you can do the opposite. Instead of jumping in front of them, and that was really what he needed, because he was not. I mean, he was just being kind of dopey. There you go. I just saw you step to the side and stop. Oh, good. Is the other thing you can do, and it's just another approach, depending on how the emotion of that animal is at that time, is if they want to work and they want to move and they want to kind of be out of control, then let them be out of control, but you drive it and you push them and you make them run around there several times until you see the moment that they act like they want to quit and not run anymore, and they'll hesitate in a step, or they'll drop their head. Any of those kind of signals, and then you can say whoa, and a lot of times they'll lock right up. They'll give you a great stop because now you've worked them, and they go, this working thing is kind of overrated. Stopping was maybe a little bit what I should have been doing in the first place.
Kind of like telling your kid to take a couple laps around the house.
Yeah, it is. That's about right. It is, because all you're doing is you're putting more pressure on them, and you're making them work. The one thing I keep hearing, Karen, is that beeping noise with the phone.
Yeah, and my phone is nowhere where it can beep anymore.
Okay.
So it's a mystery.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know. I guess I can try holding it, but it's in a pocket.
No.
There's nothing around
Yeah,
it.
I don't think you want to do that. That would be a little bit, a little too tough to manage everything. He's really got his attention on you. I like that. He's calm. He's quiet. It looks to me like he's even got a leg cocked and was in relaxation.
Yeah, he's been, he just keeps getting more and more relaxed and more confident. And remember when you first brought him here, gosh, you could hardly get your hand near his head.
Right.
And until you actually had him, and he knew he couldn't get away.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Even yesterday with worming him, as soon as I put him out in pasture, he followed me back to the gate. So, good boy. Good boy. So, now he knows that my jumping is going nowhere. Oh boy.
Yeah, is he ignoring you on the stop for now?
Yeah, on the voice command, yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and, as I was talking about before, let's go ahead and make him work. Let's run him around there, make him trot fairly hard for, until he gives us a sign that he's ready to stop or he wants to quit. So let's go ahead and make him trot, make him stay trotting. And you may have to use your whip hand to stand out there and encourage him from behind. And then, again, it's just an extension to your arm. Oh, yeah, he's picking that head up like he's King Kong. So just keep him moving. And you can even go a little bit faster than that. Make him really work those muscles a little bit. And I'm not too worried about the weather being cold or anything like that because he's been working long enough now that he's warmed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, see him shake that head a little bit.
Yeah.
He's annoyed. So we need to just keep him going. Just keep working him. And we may go a bunch doing this until he tells us he's ready to stop. Because he definitely knows when you say whoa, he knows what that means. Okay, he's kind of slowing down on you, so speed him up. Don't let him slow down. Don't let him set the pace of what you're doing. There, yeah, good.
So he did a little head bob and licking.
Okay. If he hesitates, and I saw him hesitate once, but letting him push through that a little bit and making him do it the first time is good because it tells you that he's wanting to slow down. But, we're just going to make him work just a little bit more and then stop. So I'll bet you if you say no or say whoa at any time, he'll probably stop for you.
Oh. He didn't.
He didn't. Okay, keep him going. So he's kind of having a little bit of a passive-aggressive type behavior to you. So we'll just keep him working. So this is just another tool that when he was not responding as much to you stepping out in front of him or jumping out there, then let's try something different. And he acts to me like he wants to move today when you pick him up. He's got his head up. He's moving a lot. Looks like he's got a little bit more energy than normal.
Got a little bit of a sinkhole in that corner that he was cutting.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, good boy. Oh. Rusty.
What you may need to do is, when you say whoa, is go ahead and take a step back.
Okay.
There you go. I see you moving him again. That's good.
Oh. Nope.
Okay, keep working him. So what we're doing here is we're having a little breakthrough where he doesn't think he needs to listen. Oh, there's a good, nice head bob.
Making me dizzy, Mystery. So I feel when he's going around like this right now that he's got an ear on me, but it almost looks like he's just looking out. Especially when he has view of the south pasture, he's just looking out of the pen.
Yeah, it looks that way to me too. He takes a peek out there and then brings it back in. Here, let's make this easy for you. You just keep standing still in one spot, and then let him go around you and behind you. So just stand in one spot where you're not turning in a circle. It'll be easier on you, and we're gonna do it by doing that. Actually, have him. He'll slow down and then just turn around and just ask him to move and give him cues to keep going. There you go. Now, so you're about a second too late there, because the minute you could feel him start to slow down, that's when you want to keep him moving. Do it when he's thinking about it, not after he's done it. There you go. Look at that.
He's going crazy.
Yep, it's okay. He's just a little bit angry. And we'll just keep having him do this. And sometimes it'll last a long time. But it's a matter of him having to say, you know what, or learn that, you know what, when she asks me to stop, I can stop, or I'm going to have to work harder. It's pressure release. Okay, so it looks like he kind of wanted to stop there a little bit. So let's go about 2 more rounds and have him stop wherever you want him to stop at.
Okay. Oh. Lots of snorting coming from you, mister.
Yeah, he's a little upset that he's having to work. Oh, putting his head over the fence.
So he does this thing when he's got all that pressure on him where he just wants to turn back and forth and almost like he's trying to, I don't think he's actually trying, but that he...
Yeah, he's just trying to avoid you, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And that's why he's looking down at the bottom of the gate now because of the pressure he's put on. He's like, man, I'd really like to get out of here. Yeah, I'm watching him. His head's down, looking at the bottom of the corral panels. Let's go ahead and let's turn in the other direction now.
Oh. So.
He's just ignoring you, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with me.
Okay, that's good. That's what we'll do then. Is we're going to have a good breakthrough here. We may be doing this, only this for the rest of the time. We're almost 10 minutes after the hour anyway, so we're going to get close here. And this is the one thing that we'll be able to get. If we can get a really good stop out of him, Taryn, by doing this, then you're done for the day.
Okay.
So this is a huge issue. Oh, look at him. Look at him avoid you by trying to eat some hay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
he doesn't care about me at all right now.
No, just passive-aggressive behavior.
So you suggest moving him out fast again?
Yes, absolutely. Just keep him working. And he may sweat, and if he does, so what? That's his business. He's put that up on himself.
Gosh, look at him lope around this pen with his head just completely turned away from me.
Yep, he's upset. I knew this was going to come, but I just didn't know quite when. But this is normal, and working him fast is not an issue. He needs to understand that there are consequences to his not doing what you want him to do, and this is really what we're working on. Is you're just making the consequences in the form of more work.
Spicy little guy.
Or, I'm sorry, say again.
So he's a spicy little guy.
Oh. Part of the idea is here too is to keep him moving at the same speed. If he chooses a slow lope, keep him going in a slow lope. If he chooses if you wherever you put him, make him stay in that gait. Don't let him slow down, because if he changes from like a slow lope to a trot, he's just slowed down to relieve himself. There you go. Just keep him working. And what you're doing is you're giving him an opportunity every so often by telling him he can stop, and if he doesn't, then immediately start him right again. So whenever you're ready, there you go.
I did have to step, but it was a lot. Well, I was about to say it was a lot better until he decided to walk off.
Okay, yeah, we watched the stop, and it was a good stop. And then he wanted to keep going because he's thinking forward too. So that's good. Just move him out, give him a second, just like you did. I couldn't have done that better myself. He doesn't mind hitting the panel once in a while either, does he?
No.
Yeah, he's just has a little temper tantrum. Now, the next time we stop, if he'll stop, let's go ahead and give him a second and then turn him. Have him go the other direction.
Just through with me. Good boy.
Oh, yeah, we see you stop, and boy, he's hanging his head over the fence. There we go. There we go. Good job. Got the turn out of him, and pretty high energy right now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh. It's stopping well, but still not on my voice. That time I only took a side step and he stopped.
Okay, it's getting better then. That was a decent stop. He's looking at you. I see you had to take about a half a step to the side. You're right?
Yeah.
Okay, but now, yeah, he's not walking off on his own. You're having to move him, and that's good. Like you kind of skidded to a stop there. Okay. Now let's start slowing it down a little bit, and he will go ahead and I would change directions and then change speed, and see if you can get him to stop like you want to.
It's interesting how originally he didn't want me on his far side.
Yes.
And then essentially got over it. But when, in moments like today where he has a lot of pressure on him, he kind of reverts back to that. We go back to being sticky on turning to go to the right.
Yep, that's not uncommon at all. It's kind of like that primitive brain taking over again.
Mhm. Oh. Oh.
Okay. I see you've asked him a couple times. I think he's about. Did he stop for you?
After I went in front of him.
Okay, I see you had to stop to the side. Let's go ahead and let's slow it down even more now, and let's do one step and stop. Let's take it back down to that level and make sure he's getting it and understanding that. Whoa.
Oh. 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 That was an improvement. Thought about it.
Okay. I'm seeing right now it's on the third stop.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Now, if you can, while you're doing this, and I see you're stepping to the side, if you can, try to step backwards when you say whoa, and let's see if he'll listen to you a little bit more and go more with just a voice command. You may have to step out there on the side, but let's give him a real good chance to do it based on your voice command.
That was better, actually.
Okay, good.
Oh. Much better. Oh.
Good. Yes.
That was cheating.
I can see your first one. Very good. Second one's good.
Oh.
What we're doing is just reestablishing. You see how important that is to reestablish that you're the dominant member of this herd. You just made him work really, really hard. And now you're back to him listening to you again, where he was resistant before. Oh, yeah, look at it. He's doing great now. And you're not putting any effort into having to step to the side.
Good boy. Good boy.
I know this is short term, but I think this is the time to stop him. We can get greedy.
Okay.
And I'd say, I know we got 15 minutes left of this session, but you know what? This is kind of the nature of this. We've gone long other days. This is one of those times where you need to stop where we're doing the most good, and this is it. I mean, you're getting what you want. It's much more controlled, and I say he's going to remember this. He's going to reflect on it, and then come back to this again as you work with him, on your own a little bit, and really try to drive these lessons home.
Okay. Great. Well, I feel good about today.
Good. Good.
I am gonna give him his dinner instead of just throwing him right out in the pasture right now. Unless he thinks like he should just go right out in the pasture.
Yeah. I bet he's feeling a little bit warm too.
Yeah, he's not terribly sweaty, but he's damp up in his chest.
Yeah. Okay. He'll, and that's not bad. I've seen sometimes you get somebody who's really, really stubborn, and particularly mares will be that way. I love mares, you know that, but well, they're harder to train, and they'll get themselves into a lather before they'll finally give to you. But that's what drives that relationship too.
Boy.
Yeah. No, I think you did a really good job, especially towards the end there. And notice how we changed our strategy based on, stepping to the side real quick. And this time it was like, you know what? He was being resentful, and when you'd ask him to move, he'd throw his head. And so it was one of those that I recognized as him being annoyed. So, okay, you want to do that? Let's just go ahead and put that annoyance to a little bit of work. And that's why I said, let's go ahead and do that. And it, sometimes one will work over the other. Just depends on their demeanor for the day.
Oh boy.
And we haven't had anybody ask any questions. I don't know if, maybe we did. Nope. Yep,
Well,
we didn't have any questions today, so I don't know if we've just covered this so darn well, but people are completely blown away by us, or nobody's here. So.
Well, some days are more popular than others. But
That's right.
Brandon will be on here. If anyone's listening, he'll be on to answer some questions, and I'll hop on too. And maybe we'll just be on the chat for a little bit instead of mic'd up.
Yeah, let's just hang out here because we're, kind of wound this down, and, we'll stick around a little bit more time. There we go.
Drop them in.
We've got some coming in now. Yeah, Paul says sorry she didn't get here until just after 2.
Oh.
Well, that's okay. Better late than never. And she says she's really enjoying and wish she had a good question for me. Well, it doesn't have to be horse-related. You can ask me the meaning of life. I'll lie to you about that because I don't know it either for sure.
Well, I want to know that.
Yeah, I know. We all do, right?
Everybody.
I think maybe our camera operator went somewhere else for a coffee break. You running it? Oh, there we go. There it's moving.
We have everybody in our audience in the round pen right now.
That's funny.
First round pen.
You know what? I think Sue, you just called me a brat.
Well, that's appropriate.
Well, it could be at times. Oh, that's funny.
Well, I'll hop on chat in just a moment after he's had something to eat, and we'll see if anyone has anything else they want to learn. And other than that, I'm going to be working with Mystery at 1:30 on Thursday, and then we're going to take a winter break.
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to, the weather's going to do nothing but get colder and snowier, and you guys are in snow country anyway. And I seldom work a horse in the wintertime a lot because you can cause more problems by having them slip, fall, have a mishap like that, especially for a young horse, and it'll shake their confidence. And then, if you happen to be riding them, then holy cow, then you have a chance of hurting yourself. So I just take the winter off, and I might handle some horses on the ground, but really not do a lot of serious training. And it's miserable some days when you're out there like that, and it's going to get 10 below or even colder with some wind. And dragging a bunch of gear out is going to be something that we work on and get to later. We're going to start sacking him, desensitizing him to floppy things, and then we will progress on to, we'll pick his feet up and start running towards him, saddle him. We'll try the bitting process, and all of these things will happen together. They'll kind of overlap. And so Paul asked if Thursday is the last one we're really going to do until February, March, and I think that's it. You're going to work Mystery alone on this Thursday, 2 days from today, and then we're probably going to take a break until, do we decide like that first week in February?
Maybe even into March.
Okay.
Conditions are a little dicey around here. It's hard to predict, and when it's icy, it's icy. When it's snowy and melty and sloppy, it's no fun either. So.
That's right. Well, and I'm fine with March as well. So I'll start working some horses that I got coming in mid-February to the end of February, but it's all groundwork, and I'll be quiet and careful with them. So March is actually is not a bad time either. But we'll let everybody know. I would imagine on the public chat and on the horse chat too.
Yeah, and stay tuned. Keep an eye on the calendar. If you see anything pop up, we'll let you know ahead of time. Here and there, if we decide we have a good sunny day, we can have some mystery time. And also, what we have to look forward to is great stories from the winter. So those will all be up in the spring, and there's going to be a lot to look forward to. So.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, and it'll. When we've been really kind of slow at this right now. We've done a lot of initial work, but you'll be surprised how much quicker the training goes when you start progressing and overlapping things, some of these things that they need to know, then you'll do some things at the same time. And we'll talk about when and why and all of that. So, and Celia says thank you, and the mysterious cam op.
Am I on camera or no?
You are. You were feeding him there at the corner by the tack shed.
This is where he got wormed yesterday. He didn't really want to come out there.
Oh yeah. It's funny. Now with the worming, let's talk about that a little bit. How did you apply the wormer?
So I untied him just in case he decided to pull back or anything like that.
Good plan.
And what I do is just come up. Well, I'll be in front and I'll come to the other side here. I do this from their near side, but I come up here and lightly grab the halter. I don't want to risk my fingers getting stuck in anything, buckles or anything like that. So I just kind of lightly grab it. I also don't like to put a lot of force on their halter because I've noticed some horses, as soon as you grab it, they want to throw their head up. I really want to start with that. And then I just come in, long tube, kind of like a syringe. You just come in to the side of their face. They don't really see it. And start in the corner of their mouth. And that's where holding the halter can come in handy if they want to throw their head up, which he did. And he also, he throws his head up, and then he punches the wormer with his face. And punts it. So I've never had a horse do that before, actually. They just want to get away, but he actually hits it with his face. But, yeah, just coming in from the corner, and then once you have it in their mouth, you push the syringe in and kind of rub it around their mouth so they don't spit big globs of it out, which does happen.
Yep. Yeah, I do the same thing, it sounds like. I push it in at the corner of their mouth, and then I try to push it backwards towards the back of their tongue, and then administer it with the plunger and just pull it out. And you're right, that way it's kind of back there, and it's hard for them to spit it out. They more have to swallow it than anything. So.
Mhm. Yeah, it's never a fun thing for most horses. And
no, that's right.
Seem to know it's coming. Jamie said she had trouble with Spark knowing that it was worming time and didn't want to be caught. So they're smart animals. They know when they don't want something done.
Well, and look how the behavior changes with this one bad little thing, you know.
Yeah.
You have to eat Brussels sprouts one time, and it cures you from eating anything green after that.
Yeah, exactly. Poor guy. He did pretty good with it, though.
Yeah, that's just one of those things that, you just got to do. It's for their own good, whether they believe it or not. And I can't think that stuff really tastes good. They've got apple flavored and all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, I just don't think that it just doesn't seem like it's real tasty.
I promise you that it does not taste good.
Oh, okay. That's how you get worms.
Well, it got in my mouth yesterday.
Oh.
Biting the cap off of it. So don't bite the cap off of the wormer.
Well, now we know you won't have roundworms and ascarids and bots. That would be good.
At least till the spring, I'm free.
Yeah, you might gain some weight through the winter.
Who knows?
All right. Well, it looks like Jamie's kind of talking a little bit about some of what she's been doing, and they're talking about when one of the ponies was kicking last night. Raz is
our new stay over there in the arena. He's a Tennessee walker. He came from Ronan.
He's a new one?
Yep.
Okay.
New. He's been here since last Tuesday. He had a really good home up there in Ronan, northeast Missoula.
Good.
Right under the Mission Mountains. And he's come be a dude horse. He's over there in the arena with the soccer ball. He was pushing it around earlier today.
How funny. Okay, I saw there was a horse over there. I wondered who that was.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. Now, how old is he?
He is 13.
Oh, it's good. Good. He's starting to get to be that geriatric age. early geriatric.
Just the right age, not have any funny business.
Looks like he's is he chestnut colored bay?
He's the bay. He's about, I think he's 14.3 hands. He seems a lot bigger when you're on him.
Oh, really? Okay.
A lot of presence. He's a very smart horse. He's very athletic. He's used as a trail horse, but he really just powers up the trail from what his previous owner told us.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see his feet to see whether he's a bay or a chestnut, but he looks like Paul says he's a bay.
Yep.
Razzle dazzle. Okay.
Pretty neat guy.
Yeah.
So lots of new stuff happening this winter.
Yeah, lots of changes. The herd is all in turmoil now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're looking at each other, and they're going, oh, my God, any one of us could be replaced at any time.
Yeah, you're replaceable, buddy.
That's right. Everybody's replaceable. Oh, my goodness, that's funny. You know, my son Kalen is with me right now, and he's watching this as well. And he just wrote a question mark behind a word. He wrote mule. he thinks he looks kind of mulish. He says he should be a mule. Oh, that's
he should be a mule?
Should be a mule. Kalen's kind of partial to mules. He likes them.
I've never ridden a mule.
Never ridden one? Wow.
Never.
Yeah, I don't know how old Kalen was. What, 15 maybe? 14, 15, something like that. 16, I don't know. And I had a guy that contacted me and wanted me to train a mule for him, and I was just completely booked up like normal. And there was no way. And I said, he just kept pressing. He goes, oh, my God, you got to train this mule. And I said, my son might be able to. So, it'll take a little bit longer because I want to make sure that, we're doing it right, and I'll spot check him and all of that. And when I told him, there's a better shot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a nice-looking bay. And I told Kalen, I said, hey, I got a horse for you to train. And he goes, really? Okay. And I said, yeah. I said, you'll make most of it. I'll help you, and I'm going to have some time into this guy, too. And I said, but this horse is a mule. And, oh, my God, you should have seen his face. He was absolutely dead set against training this mule. And I said, the thing about this is this guy's paying you to learn. And this mule will teach you things that a horse won't teach you. And it was funny, about halfway through the training, he had to admit we're riding together one day, and he goes, I kind of like the long ears. He's got a partial liking to these guys ever since then. And it was just a dandy, nice, really nice little Molly mule.
Huh. Yeah, I've only worked with one, and I never rode her, but her name was Cricket, and she hated being caught. Tell you what, but as soon as there were treats out there, she was first in line. Yeah.
They're so smart. There's a saying that the smartest horse, or the dumbest mule, is still smarter than the smartest horse.
Really?
And they're so much smarter than a horse. Oh my goodness, they can beat you 6 ways from Sunday, and you don't even know that they're beating you. They are extremely intelligent.
Well, maybe our next equine will be a Tennessee Walker mule.
You know what? There's some folks in your area, and I don't know if she's still doing it, but she used to raise gaited mules. And,
really?
Yeah, her husband passed away, and she contacted me to train these horses or these mules for her because she really couldn't. And I wanted so badly to be able to do it, but I was so booked up, so many years in advance that there was just no way I could do it. But I rode a couple of their gaited mules, and they were very, very nice animals.
Huh. I don't know. Gertie and Maud are conniving a little.
Well, but those are little donkeys, right? And yes, yeah. They are conniving. Celia says that Lee Lamore loved the mules. I did not know.
What's that?
I did not know. She says that Louis L'Amour loves the mules.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Louis L'Amour is?
No.
Oh, God, young Padawan, we have got to sit down and have a cultural understanding with you. Louis L'Amour was an author. He wrote a lot of, like, Old West type adventure kind of books. And like, you know who Zane Grey is?
No.
Oh, my God. What are we going to do with her? Yeah, and he did a lot of stuff, and it was somewhat probably the most historically accurate guy that would write. A lot of the themes were very similar, but really great escape westerns. Really good escape. And I don't know how many books he sold over the years, but tons.
Louis L'Amour.
Oh, I agree, Celia. You know what? Jamie just says that she's in the same boat as Karen. That's because you guys are under 30. And Celia says no education, and that is exactly right. She blames Jamie blames the public schools. Yeah, it was the public schools that deterred you from bringing your Louis L'Amour books, because you might be trying to read them during class if you could get away with it.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would do.
I would too.
Anything more did. Too upset. My Christmas list was all horse stuff this year.
Oh, you know what? We just had a disclosure here. It looks like Jamie's going to turn 30 in April. You know what?
I'm under 30.
You know, you can't trust anybody over 30. Isn't that what I've heard?
Over 30?
Yeah, they used to say that in the 60s. All the little hippies used to say that.
Oh, I don't know why I'm
over 30.
I have to get a younger coach.
Yeah. Celia says she's going to be 70. Is that in April? Yeah, I was asked the same question, Jamie. Oh. Okay, what days, you guys? I got to know. Because we got a bunch of April babies in our family. Yes, the 60s were forever ago. Thanks, Jamie. Okay, 24th. Jamie's is the 24th, and Celia's is the 4th. All right. All right.
When is Mystery's birthday?
Oh, my goodness. Hang on. Let me grab a book here. Up on top. There you go. Let me see. This one. I've got records. Let's see if he's in this one. He is Smokey Vigor. Here we go. August 28th of 2011.
Mine's September 1st.
You're September 1st? Oh, that's pretty close. It's funny. Mine is in mid-May, and it's funny how many horses we have born around that week of my birthday. And some of them have been on my birthday. Those are good birthday presents.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be the best birthday present.
Yeah, mine is the 11th of May. So I get to land on Mother's Day every few years.
That's not the worst thing I could have. It's better than having your birthday on Christmas.
Yeah, no kidding. That would be bad. Yeah, a lot of times my mom and I share a day together. So it's I was what the heck was it? About 40 minutes short of being born on Mother's Day.
Well, Mysteries gets the record for the slowest eater.
What a great gift from Mom, a little Brandon. Oh my God! I'm sure at times growing up would maybe dispute that, but you try to be good to Mom.
Your story about how you were born, I'd say that's got to be the worst day.
Oh, those are a lot of fun. I like telling those. Oh, shoot.
You'll tell everyone's truth. All
Well,
right.
you guys, it looks like we're kind of getting away from any horse work, so I am going to go ahead and sign off and get some other stuff done. And it's been really good. Oh, you're done. Okay. So hopefully we can get kind of get some stuff lined up, and we'll start again in the spring. And it'll be really good to see everybody, talk to them, and hopefully we can get some more folks on and educate some more, have some more hard questions, and get a horse trained.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for the fun winter. So far.
Oh, well, we will. Yeah, well, it's all about getting cows and horses fed, trying to stay warm. And, Celia says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to me and my family. And thank you very much, Celia. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody out there, too. No, my mom didn't come on. She's over on the other side of the state right now. We're trying to get her set up. She's a member of the group already, but I don't know that she's been on very many times. So, sure she will. You probably will want to block her from all the comments. That's my mom. You gotta love moms. Oh, shoot. So everybody, you have a great rest of the winter, and please stay safe.
You too, Brandon. Enjoy the snow.
How about you guys?